C'est ce que c'est ce que c'est ce que tu savais, what up, et ton bonnement. I remember. I remember you. Bombano. Then it's smart. Munaking Fanja. Usari Maribo. What's a seku, just a what up, I remember. What's a seku, just a what up, I remember. What's a seku, just a what up, I remember. What's a seku, just a what up, I remember. What's a seku, just a what up, I remember. What's a seku, just a what up, I remember. What's a seku, just a what up, I remember. What's a seku, just a what up, I remember. That concept, Grandago, Mukuba, Bate, Mechi, Away, Pita, Eno, Ancien Driver, Wangano, Murukwa, Aquaticaba, and Young Atem, Wangano, Aquaticaba, Arremoni, Wangano, Tonkan Batam, Aquaticaba, and Tigan Swadi, Wangano, Muruba,
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to News Talk with yours truly, the anchor man, Chris. I know, as usual, coming to you from the great state of Texas. Texas, precisely. Houston, Texas. Thank you for tuning in. 9 years after, we still continue to sing. We want to know who owns the land. And the land here refers to the territory that we refer to for the past 9 years as the Federal Republic of Amazonia. Thank you for joining the show, Open Mic, tonight. I am so excited to be back here after a while. I hope to come and stay and keep on doing what I do, and hoping that you stay there and continue to be the messenger with all that you gather from this platform. Once more, I want to welcome all of you tuning in from Europe, tuning in from the USA, from all of Africa, and of course, Asia. Anywhere in the world where you happen to find yourself and you are Amazonian or a strong supporter for the Amazonian struggle for independence actualization. Thank you for tuning in, and all the asylees somewhere within South America and America. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Unfortunately, for those of you in Africa and of course all of Ground Zero, that is Amazonia and Cameroon included, you happen to be watching at us today from the social media, Facebook and YouTube precisely. And I think we are also streaming this on the Twitter. Twitter is also streaming this, I believe. Unfortunately, we've been off of the satellite on the Ground Zero and all of Africa for a month now, I believe, about a month now. And again, it's quite unfortunate that we've not been able to come to you as usual by way of satellite. I'm hoping that in the days or weeks or months ahead, we'll be able to bring ABS back on the satellite. You can rest assured that is going to happen. It will definitely happen. When it happens, it will happen in a more powerful way. In a more powerful way. But I'd like to thank you once more for tuning in. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about the political scenario, what I call political implosion, and that is happening in La République du Cameroon. And I have been talking about this throughout the year, until we are at the verge of it happening. I'm going to be focusing this show on that. And of course, we call it an open mic because the mic is open for you to call in any moment, any hour, any time, ask a question, make a contribution, either related to the subject or any other subject matter that comes to mind. So please, I'd like you to stay put, and I will be right back. I will be right back in a few minutes. Stay put, please.
Thrive America, the flagship model, offers personalized coaching and assistance to newly arrived individuals into the country through a concierge service and one-stop resource on your phone. The app supports essential areas of integration, such as job search strategies, benefits applications, financial literacy, credit repair, legal guidance, and more. The platform aims to become the go-to resource as you navigate the complexities of settling into a new country.
Thank you for staying put, ladies and gentlemen. Please go ahead and hit your share button. Hit your share button. Let others know that the Anchorman is live with open mic. And as usual, you know, I just do not come here to entertain, to make you laugh or smile. I come here because I got serious information and education to pass across to all of you. So please go ahead, hit your share button, and let everybody out there know I am live on ABS, on the social media, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. and Twitter. Again, once more, my apologies. We can't bring you ABS on the satellite for those of you who would normally tune in from the continent, Africa. ABS has been off of satellite for about a month now. I am praying and hoping that we're able to turn it back on in the weeks or months ahead. However, for that to happen, we will need your help. We will need your support. Let me say this, ladies and gentlemen. In this struggle that we have been in for the past 5 years, fighting to save Amazonia from the fangs, from the jaws of La République du Cameroon, all that it takes is money and manpower. Money and manpower. And money becomes the most critical tool, that we can afford to execute or prosecute this war. When money becomes scarce, a little bit scarce, you have to stream down. You have to scale down to tackle matters of priority. And that is what we've been trying to do here at the interim government, and which is one of the reasons why you don't have ABS on satellite for those of you watching from Africa or who would watch from Africa. And so what I'm trying to do here is bring on a pool of people. I'm bringing on a pool of people. I just need 25 people who will say, Comrade Chris, ABS, though it is your thing, but it has helped Amazonia. It has been the mouthpiece of this struggle from day number one. I need 25 people who will say, we cannot let it off the satellite. Because those of you watching from ground zero, and I would like to hear from you. I would like to hear from you because we have received messages upon messages upon messages. Oh, we're not seeing ABS. Oh, ABS is blank. Oh, ABS is still nothing there, and so on. And some are asking whether we have changed satellite or what is going on. Exactly what is going on is that we need funding. And we don't need many people to do the funding. We just need 25 people, just 25 people, comrades, who can say, I will commit to $100 for 1 year. For 1 year, $100 every month for 1 year, with which to sustain ABS running on satellite. I look forward to hearing from you. That is the only miracle, that's the only miracle that we can do to see that ABS stays on satellite. Without that, we're going to be focusing on other issues in the struggle. We're talking about diplomacy. We're talking about ground zero in particular. So please, you want to be one of those 25 people, who will say, beginning this month of July, you will give $100. And when I say month of July, I mean like towards the end of July. At least we're asking for those who have already joined the deadline of July the 25th to come up with $100. If we have 25 people, comrades, if we have put together 25 people who are committed to giving ABS $100 a month just for a year, ABS will never be shut down. Never, ever. Never, ever. So please, as the show goes on, I will hope that you will think about it and make up your mind to be a part of this struggle. I have said here several times, I see so many well-wishers out there, so many people who will call and say, Comrade Chris, we appreciate what you do, we like what you do. Please don't give up. Keep on doing what you do. Keep on pushing. But comrades, you know that all this is not enough. All this is not enough. It takes finances to do anything. anything, even if it means lifting a pin. It takes finances. And I really, again, want to appeal to your consciences out there. We cannot win La République du Cameroon with nice talk. We cannot win La République du Cameroon with saying, oh, just keep it on. We can't keep it on with our hands. Those boys in the bushes cannot keep it on with their hands. I receive messages upon messages from those boys on the ground, and sometimes I cry in my spirit. When they are wounded and there is no how we can help them to heal their wounds. When they have family, children that should be in school and we cannot help them to send those children to school. Just because we are focusing to make sure that the war is over, we win it, and everybody else can go back to his business and enjoy life. But without the resources, if the resources keep on diminishing, think about what happens. Think about what happened. What happens, you know it. And yet, look at how far we've gone. Ladies and gentlemen, look at how far we have gone. 9 years. When the colonial regime thought the 2 cubes of sugar were going to be dissolved in 2 weeks, 1 in each of the weeks. But we've made it 9 years. 1 more year, it will be a decade. A decade, ladies and gentlemen. How can Ambazonians be so lukewarm to think that after attaining this feat, we should just lay back and allow Cameroon, allow La République du Cameroon to take back our lands, our possessions, our people, take back everything? How can Ambazonians sleep knowing that if this thing should slide through our fingers, the slavery that we have seen for the past 60 years will be nothing compared to what lies ahead? I listen to La République politicians campaigning and telling us, oh, they're gonna order for a referendum that will give every region the power to rule itself some level of autonomy. I hear them saying, oh, democracy, this, human rights, that, so on and so forth. They will always say these nice things. And unfortunately, many of you out there buy the nonsense from these criminal politicians in La République du Cameroon. And that's why I hear some Ambazonians, and I mean Ambazonians in quote, because they may be Ambazonians by name, they're not Ambazonian in ideology. They think that if we can just join them. In fact, I cannot count how many of them have called me and said, Chris, you guys should just allow this election to take place, that they have the opportunity to change it around through this election. And I keep asking them the question, how many elections since 1992, how many of them have you won? 0. And Bia doesn't pretend that the elections are rigged. And people, the same people just want to keep on singing the same song and dancing the same dance and have us spinning on the same spot, and they call that progress. They want to call that progress. They are shameless. They just want to maintain whatever that is falling from the crumbs falling from the tables in La République du Cameroon. There are small businesses they have in Yaoundé, in Douala, in Bafoussam, and wherever it is in La République du Cameroon. They just want to have it going smoothly. And there are some in the diaspora, they just want everything to be over so they can go back to La République du Cameroon, build their homes, build their businesses, marry their wives. That's all that some just want to see. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am appealing very, very strongly to you today. I am appealing very, very strongly to you. Don't sit out there and say, Chris, thank you for what you do. Chris, don't give up. Chris, don't do this. Don't surrender. Don't do that. Comrades, it takes you putting your hands in your pocket to see that we're able to do what we say we will do, to push this struggle to where it has to go. I don't understand how anybody at this moment should think that after 9 years, after 9 years, we should just give up because there are no funds, because the funds are getting dried. I know somebody will sit out there and say, oh, Chris, don't talk about funds because La Republic is hearing you. Hearing me for what? They've been hearing us for the past 9 years. They've been hearing us for the past 9 years. I'm just being upfront with you. If you think that somebody else will fund the struggle for you to go home and build your mansions and marry your wives and set up your businesses, it's not going to happen. We all have to fight for this. And I am appealing to you today, comrades, please, we need 25 people. Just 25 people, and I got almost 10 already. The 15 remaining, you can be part of it. Please, I'm pleading with you. If you can support ABS to get back on satellite, we need 15 people who will say, Chris, I am ready to give my $100 every month for ABS, just for ABS to stay on satellite. I am looking forward to that, and I will need you to send me a message with the number that you guys know. That number will be on screen here later on in the course of the show. But again, that is the reason why Ground Zero Africa is not watching ABS, has not been watching ABS for the past 1 month because it is off the satellite. We need to bring it back. We need to take it back. And that is also the reason why you've not seen me here for a while. Coming to speak to you for a while. I am not just coming to do shows, or I don't just come to do shows because I want to be on the social media. No, I was coming to do shows because I know I am informing and educating people on the ground. Many people on the ground, comrades, cannot watch YouTube, like you in the diaspora. They don't have the credit, enough credit. They call it data. They don't have unlimited data like we do in the West. And here in the USA, I have an unlimited plan of $40 with T-Mobile. I can use that internet for as long as I want and watch anything online as I want. It's not the same in Africa. In Africa, you pay as you go. So if you pay for 1,000 francs and stay on internet for the next 1 hour, that 1,000 francs is gone. And you have to pay again to be able to watch. So the reason why we have satellite is so that they can watch us. They can watch us without having the concerns of, oh, my data, my plan, and so on and so forth. So that is my appeal to you. Again, the number will be up there soon. If you can send a message, let me know you can do that. I will very much appreciate it. You would be serving Ambazonia, not Chris Anu. But thank you once more for joining the show. Again, I have so much to talk about what is going on in La République du Cameroon. For about a year now, I have been talking about what lies ahead, the implosion, the political implosion that lies ahead in La République du Cameroon. And I think, if anything, we are beginning to see it. Within 1 week, we saw the resignation of Issa Chiruma and Buba Bello Maigari from the regime of Paul Biya. We've also seen that even people in the Paul Biya's neck of the wood, in the southern province, that's supposed to be his stronghold, coming up, putting out petitions and warning Paul Biya to step aside. Before coming live to you a few minutes ago, I watched a WhatsApp message with somebody, I think that person is a clergy, literally telling Paul Biya to please step aside, resign, step aside. You can't stand this election anymore. So even in the south, where Paul Biya comes from, the people there are telling him, we don't want you anymore. Within the elite, the ruling elite, in that same country, there are those within who are saying, this man is as good as nothing, he is as good as dead, he should step aside. And so then you have the political cacophony of Issa Chiruma, Bello Buba Maigari in the north. We have always known. We have always known that the Northeast have long been saying this is the time for power to return to the North. This is the time for power to return to the North. They've always said that all this while. Meanwhile, the Bulus, the Betis, the Ewondos are saying, let us re-strategize and maintain this power before they take it over and they confiscate everything we have made for the last 43 years of Paul Biya. And you have Camtol and those in the West and the Littoral and wherever else saying, well, power has stayed for too long in the South with the Ewondos, the Betis. We have the majority of the people. We have the following. We have the momentum. Now is our time. You know what I have not heard so far? I have not heard those Anglophones. I have not heard those Anglophones in La République du Cameroon, believers in one and indivisible Cameroon. I have not heard a single one of them strategizing. They are just sitting and waiting for whoever takes over the reins of power after Paul Biya to fall back to the table and beg for the crumbs. They are the most stupid people, naive people I have ever seen. They are the first to call us separatists. They are the first to call us enemies of the state. They are the first to call us people who don't want peace in the country. And when the opportunity comes, as I see in that country, you will think that they will now rise up. Why others, the Northeast, the Southerners, the Westerners are plotting? You think that these Anglophones will be somewhere strategizing? No, all they know is elections are coming, go and register. Elections, I was listening to an audio today from, I think, one of the principals or delegate of national education somewhere in the other Boya or Kumba, and she was passing a message to the subordinates in the building, and that everybody here has to go register because the minister is looking up to us. The minister, right? Everybody here has to go. When people are busy strategizing how they grab power, they are busy strategizing how to subordinate themselves. Dull people. That's what they are called Anglophones. Show me what Anglophones are strategizing to do when the rest of La République du Cameroon is strategizing. What are they doing? No, they are busy preparing votes, preparing elections. By going out to register and vote. They will vote for Issa Chiruma. They will vote for Buba Bello Maigari. They will vote for Joshua Osi. They will vote for Kamto. For what? I can't tell. If you can tell, let me know. But let me show you what is going on there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Issa Chiruma. Issa Chiruma returning to the North to launch his political campaign, essentially. Now, I'll let you to know, I spoke with Issa Chiruma for more than an hour last week, and we're going to be discussing that in the course of this open mic. Now, remember, this is open mic. But again, I spoke with Issa Chiruma for about an hour last week, and since then I have spoken with him again. So, ladies and gentlemen, when I come here to speak to you, I know what I am talking about. So, listen, this is what is going on. This is what happened with Issa Chiroma. This was last Saturday. I think this was Marua, and he was also in Garua and Pool. Ladies and gentlemen, you looked at the rally in, I'm told that was Marwa. Issa Chiroma and his team gathering in Marwa to rally the base for his presidential run for La République du Cameroon. Why that was happening? Take a look at what happened in I think this was in the central province, somewhere I guess around Yaoundé, central province of La République du Cameroon. In this video clip that you are about to watch, La République citizens, they barricade the road, stopping a huge meeting of the CPDM that was supposed to take place in town. Imagine this is happening in La République du Cameroon, in Yaoundé, around there. Not in Bamenda, not in Boya, not even in Douala. Take a look.
Ils ont barré la route au niveau de la route limite et au niveau du pont.
Can you believe that those angry citizens, they are busy building barricades on the highway in front of uniformed officers, and they do nothing? Can you imagine if that was happening in Abazonia? And you can see the dignitaries parked behind the police. The camera is, okay, look at that. Look at the line, their vehicles line up, and the militants standing there, they cannot proceed. Can you imagine if the road was barricaded in Bamenda or in Boya or in Kumba? Those people barricading the road will be turned amber and they will be shot dead at the scene, and it will be no problem. But that is happening. The people are protesting. They said for 6 months they have had no electricity. No electricity for 6 months, despite the fact that the dam that supply the rest of the country electricity is from their municipality. But for 6 months, they've gotten no electricity. Listen to them.
Ils ont barré la route au niveau de la route limite et au niveau du pont.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the implosion taking place in La République du Cameroon. Now, I'd like you to watch Issa Chiroma again. I am showing you all of this before I get to my monologue, my talking point on this subject. Look at that. That is Issa Chiroma passing out 1,000 francs. That's it. That is Issa Chiroma passing out 1,000 francs to in the quarter there to the impoverished population, those old ladies. I don't know what is that thing that they will do with 1,000 francs. I don't know. I cannot even buy them a bottle of water. But he will go about and say, you know, he is a blessing to the people. But let me take you to Boya now. Listen to Agbo Bala talking about where are Anglo-fools? Where are Anglo-fools? Why La République du Cameroon politicians are ganging up and strategizing to retain power? Where are Ambazonian Anglo-fools in La République du Cameroon? Listen to Agobala.
My people then, we don't hear. People for North don't organize themselves. People for East don't make plenty noise. Even people for South, then too don't talk strong talk. Wait till they happen, we Anglophone them. We don't try for start come together. We don't start for the make friends with other group of people, or would they still fight each other as Anglophones? I want to tell you something. Power no go wait for anybody. Change not the best of man. If we not unite now, we will only look as other people then. They take decision for things we concern we like how it don't happen. So my advice for everybody, and I say, may we organize, may we come together, may we be united, and then may we try for lead. Because time not the wait for anybody. It not get to be now tomorrow. We'll get to start from today. We'll get to start from now. Thank you.
All right, that is Agbo Balade, ladies and gentlemen. And now I would like to take you to my monologue for the day. And after my monologue, I will open the phone lines and let you call in and make your contributions. Issa Chiruma Bakari, a prominent Cameroonian politician, announced his candidacy for the 2025 presidential elections, urging a transformative shift in Cameroon's governance to restore power to the people. In a detailed manifesto titled, "We are the people, we are the people," Chiroma outlined a vision for a united, just, and prosperous Cameroon, emphasizing democratic reform, social justice, and economic revitalization. Chiroma, a former government official, minister indeed, criticized the decades-long rule of the current regime of Paul Biya, arguing it has stifled progress and eroded public trust. The time for self-deception is over, he stated, calling for a new era of accountability and popular sovereignty. Chiroma pledged to reform the electoral system for which he has participated for 3 decades to ensure transparent and fair elections, rejecting violence and advocating for a peaceful democratic transition. Addressing Cameroon's diverse challenges, Issa Chiroma highlighted the ongoing Ambazonian conflict in the northern and the southern zones, persistent Boko Haram attacks in the far north of La République du Cameroon, and rising urban insecurity. Chiroma proposed a new security doctrine based on a professional army, a robust justice system, and a state presence across all territories to ensure what he calls safety without compromising freedoms. Economic development is a cornerstone of his platform. Chiroma vowed to boost local industry, process raw materials domestically, and invest in infrastructure like roads and electricity to position Cameroon, he said, as a regional economic hub. Chiroma also emphasized digital transformation, promising universal internet access and support for tech-driven innovation, particularly for the youth, the Cameroon youth. Chiroma called for national unity, rejecting tribalism and division. He proposed a referendum to allow Cameroonians to choose a new federal structure granting regions greater autonomy while maintaining national integrity. He said, centralization has failed, he declared, stressing the need for a state that serves its people up close. The candidate also prioritized social justice, pledging to improve conditions for rural farmers, support single mothers and widows, and reform education and healthcare systems. He committed to raising wages for essential workers and launching a national employment plan to address unemployment, particularly among young graduates. Chiroma, acknowledging the diaspora's role, Chiroma promised to strengthen their civic rights and open dialogue on dual nationality, viewing them as vital to Cameroon's future. Issa Chiroma, his foreign policy vision focuses on assertive sovereignty and strategic partnerships without compromising national interests, he says. Chiroma's announcement comes amid growing public discontent, as seen in recent protests in Man. The images I just showed you, where residents block roads to protest 6 months without electricity, despite hosting the Mevele hydroelectric dam. The unrest disrupted a planned rally by the ruling CPDM's party in Ambam. I think Ambam is either Littoral or Central Region of La Republic. As the October 2025 election approaches, Chiroma's call for a collective awakening and a return to power to the people set the stage for a heated contest in the nation grappling with security, economic, and social challenges. Issa Chiroma's noisy decamping from the BS regime, followed swiftly by the defection of his northern brother or colleague, Buba Bello Maigari. It all has the smell of precisely the implosion I have been warning about for years. The CPDM machine is cracking from within, not because its barons have suddenly discovered morality, but because the era of beer is ending, and the vultures are circling to carve up what remains. Let's not be distracted, ladies and gentlemen, by the bombast of Chiroma's speech or the rhetorical flourish of his manifesto, "We are the people." We are the power. Let's talk about what is actually going on, because the people deserve to see this clearly. Chiroma is promising a veritable revolution of sort if the people make him president. Electoral reform, professional security forces, he says, a justice system that works, a federal structure that ends centralization, investment in roads, electricity, internet, education, health, agriculture, industry, and you go ahead, name the rest. Chiroma told me a week ago in a lengthy discussion that he wants to address the Anglophone conflict, as they call it, with dialogue where No topic is taboo, he said. Sounds perfect on paper, right? But who is Isa Chiroma Bakari? A man who has served the Bia's regime in various ministerial roles for over 3 decades. 3 decades. And now, after 40 years of Bia's rule, Chiroma has woken up to discover that Cameroon is a failed state, that children study in wall-less classrooms in Garoua. I saw him the other day sitting in one of those classrooms, those wall-less, roofless classrooms, posing like an activist, as if to say, see what our children endure. My question is, did it have to take leaving the government and launching a presidential ambition, a presidential campaign for Isa Chiroma to discover the condition of Cameroonian schools? Of course not. For decades, Chiroma defended this system. For decades, he justified its corruption and its brutality. He served as Minister of Communication, effectively Bia's chief propagandist. This is the man who managed the narrative during some of the glorious times or days of the Amazonian War, when villages were burned and civilians murdered. Isa Chiroma was on national television denying everything. He said there was no genocide. He said there were no human rights abuses, not in Bamenda, not in Boya, not anywhere in the southern Cameroons. He dismissed international reports of military massacres as lies. He stood at the podium and gas-lighted the country. How can any serious Anglophone or Amazonian take him seriously now when he says no topic will be taboo in his dialogue? This is a man who presided over the taboo on truth itself. Even if you put aside his past service in a regime whose corruption is legendary, whose repression is routine, whose disdain for ordinary people is unmatched, ask yourself this question. Ask yourself this question. Is Isa Chiroma truly the man of change he claims to be? Or is he simply angling for his own slice of post-Bia power? Because let's be honest, let's be clear. For all the reforms he promises, the one thing he will not commit to is giving the people the chance to vote on these reforms before the next president is chosen. He wants to organize a referendum to change the form of the state. That is, after he wins the presidency. How convenient is that? Why not do it now? Why not before the elections? Because Chiroma understands perfectly that the only way to keep Amazonia within one Cameroon is to offer a federal structure after power is secured in Yaoundé. And I hope somebody gets this. Because once he is in power, that is assuming he is, once he is in power, he can control the terms of the referendum. If he really believed in popular sovereignty, if he truly wanted Cameroonians to choose their own destiny, he would make the referendum a precondition to any election. But of course, he won't do that because he's an intelligent man, he's a smart man, he's a politician. Because Chiroma's vision of change is not about giving real power to the people. It is about managing the transition from Paul Bia to the next strong man. It is about making sure the North has its share of the next administration. This is not unique to Chiroma. Look at all of them. Kamto, Libby, all the so-called opposition leaders. They won a seat at the next table. They won a seat while Bia is gone. They won their regions to have a guaranteed slice of the pie, ladies and gentlemen. This is classic Cameroonian politics. The cynical calculus of elite power sharing, that is what it is. They are strategizing openly. Chiroma will bring the north. Kamto will deliver the west. The southwest and the northwest, what they call no-so, will be courted. Like how you court your girlfriend, right? If they agree to be quiet and just be obedient, as we know it, that's the plan. And I don't blame them for it. That's what smart politicians do. In an entrenched system as Cameroon, they position themselves. They negotiate their relevance. They make sure that when the new strongman calls the meeting to divide ministries, they are in the room. But what about the rest of us? What about you, the common man? What about the people? What about those who will never be invited to the table, except as voters to be bought, threatened, or lied to? And most importantly, what about Ambazonia and Ambazonians? What about the bulk of our people who remain subservient to Yaoundé's regime? I mean those who call themselves Cameroonians or federalists, Ambazonian federalists. How about them? Where are they right now? Why the North is strategizing? Why the West is organizing? Why the South is scheming? The federalists in the southern Cameroons, Ambazonia, are asleep at wheels and begging for people to go out, register to vote. You know, you would think this would be the moment to invoke, for them to invoke the spirit of AAC1, AAC2, to demand an AAC3, a conference to define their position before any presidential election. No, you heard Agbo-Bala out there, ladies and gentlemen. They are dead silent. They are waiting and telling Ambazonian to just go and prepare the vote. Just go and prepare the vote. For what? For Cameroon politicians to win, so they can go begging for positions? For the next president to appoint them as second-class ministers or ministers without portfolio, isn't it? In a fake federation designed to keep Yaoundé in control. That's all that our people are doing. It is pitiful. They will say, at least we're in government. But what kind of government? One where they will continue to be marginalized. One where the center will continue to control resources and dictate security policy. One where any attempt at true self-determination will be crushed. Is that what you want to go back to? These federalists don't understand that you don't negotiate federalism by waiting to see who wins and then hoping they will be nice to you. You don't do that. You go for it. You negotiate federalism by putting your terms on the table before the game is played. You demand it as a condition of participation, not as a reward for loyalty. But they won't do that because they are too busy trying to prove they are not extremists. They are not separatists. They are too busy criticizing the self-defense fighters on the ground while offering nothing, zero themselves. And when the dust is settled, when Chiroma or Kamto or whoever is president, They will be the first to line up at the presidency, at the palace gate with their plates in hand. I mean, these so-called Anglophones, they will be treated exactly as they deserve, as infidels, second-class citizens, as traitors to their own cause, as the second-class citizens they have chosen to be. And the new president, whoever he is, will exploit them ruthlessly. He will offer them talking positions. He will promise local councils with no real power. He will say, you asked for federation. Here is your fake federation. And they will thank him for it and smile home. I spoke with the president. Meanwhile, the real decisions will be made in Yaoundé by the same old men. Because let's talk about age for a moment. Look at Chiroma, ladies and gentlemen. Look at him. Look at Buba Bello Maigari. Even Maurice Kamto. Why younger is hardly a new generation. They are all old men, old men. What is the difference between them and Paul Biya? They are from the same era. They speak the same political language. The thing change means swapping who is in charge, not what the system is. If these politicians really cared about transformation, he did step aside, or they did step aside and let the young lead, isn't it? Look at Senegal, Burkina Faso. They would throw his weight. They would throw their weight behind the new generation. But they won't, because they want to be president. They want power, the prestige, the final chapter to their career. And in the end, that's all this is all about. Old men trying to write their own legacy before they die. People should not be fooled. Yes, many of their ideas are good on paper. They sound great on paper. But we've heard that before. They are designed not to liberate the people, but to preserve the state, not to democratize power, but to manage dissent. Chiroma wants Ambazonia to remain part of one and indivisible Cameroon myth. He wants to offer us just enough local autonomy to pacify all of us. And for those who think I'm too harsh, let me tell you, I spoke with Chiroma just last week. He told me plainly he is open. He is open to both parties in the Anglophone conflict, as they call it, sitting down and talking, and that no subject should be a taboo. He sounded reasonable, isn't it? Straight talking. But I don't know that I can trust him. I remember too where the press conferences he held as Minister of Communication. I remember the lies, the denials, the contempt for the truth. Ambazonians must ask, do they really believe that the man who justified the bloodshed in our lands is now the one who will negotiate for peace? Do you really believe that? Do we really think the North and the South of La République du Cameroun and the West will stop playing their game, or this game of power sharing, and finally give us our rights? Not at all. If you think that, you are deluded, because the game is already on. They are strategizing while you sleep. I mean, you so-called Anglophones. And when it's over, they will hand you the crumbs you all deserve. That's a re-indictment here. Not just of Isai Chiroma Bakari, but of all the entire system, of the entire political class, and of us, the Ambazonian people, if we let them go away with it again. Ladies and gentlemen, and that is my talking point, and I want to make this point very clear. Do not be mistaken here. I have no love lost for federalism. But you will imagine, you will think, you will consider that those who are on the ground, I heard Agwobala calling for Ambazonians to do something, to rise up. I mean, listen to him, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like you to listen to Agwobala again. Listen to him again. Put that image on the screen, please, of Agwobala. Listen to Agwobala.
My people then, we don't hear. People for North don't organize themselves. People for East don't make plenty noise. Even people for South, then too don't talk strong talk. Wait till they happen, we Anglophone them. We don't try for start come together. We don't start for the make friends with other group of people, or would they still fight each other as Anglophones? I want to tell you something. Power no go wait for anybody. Change not the best of man. If we not unite now, we will only look as other people then. We take decision for things we concern we like how it don't happen. So my advice for everybody, and I say, may we organize, may we come together, may we be united, and then may we try for lead. Because time not the wait for anybody. It not get to be now tomorrow. We'll get to start from today. We'll get to start from now. Thank you.
Okay, we get for start from now. From now. You can see how naive Agwobala is. If you ask me, what did he say? I will tell you, I don't understand what he said. Let me say what I would say if I were speaking in his place. I will come out and say, fellow Southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians, especially those of you who believe in one and indivisible Cameroon. The North is strategizing. The West is strategizing. The South is strategizing. How are we strategizing? I am calling for AAC3. AAC3, let everybody gather in Boya. Let us sit down and decide our fate in this new dispensation that is coming up in our country, the way they will put it, right? In our country. But no, he is so shy to even give a direction to what he wants the people to rally around. What does he want the people to rally around? And the unfortunate thing is, he belongs to a political party, and that political party is probably one of either Camto or maybe CPDM. You guys should not forget. I remember the day that Agwobala was released from detention in Larapoputu, Cameroon. Instead of going to Ambazonia to address Ambazonians, to thank Ambazonians for the support they gave him, he went and bowed down in front of the colonial governor in Boya. I wish I had that video. He went and bowed and he left straight. A bus took him straight to the colonial governor office, and he bowed down and thanked the governor like Apo Tanganji would bend down and thank Paul Biya. I hear so much noise from these federalists, and yet when you ask them the direction they have no direction. They only know how to accuse some of us who are fighting for our own freedom, our own independence. I want to see you guys fighting at this moment. Well, let me take a break out here. When I come back, please, the phone line will be open. Feel free to call in any moment, contribute to this show, ask any question you want to, and I will take your questions and your calls. Stay put, please.
Thrive America, the flagship model, offers personalized coaching and assistance to newly arrived individuals into the country through a concierge service and one-stop resource on your phone. The app supports essential areas of integration, such as job search strategies, benefits applications, financial literacy, credit repair, legal guidance, and more. The platform aims to become the go-to resource as you navigate the complexities of settling into a new country.
ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com.
All right, that is once more Isa Chiruma bribing children up there in the north. Somebody that is Isa Chiruma out there bribing children in the north. Let me get to this caller here and see. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Are you calling? Are you calling to contribute to the show?
Yeah, I just want to say something and contribute to the show.
Go on, sir. You are live.
Yeah.
Go on.
So when I listen to all these things that are happening, I just want to recall like when Michael Jackson said he wasn't proud to be a black man in America, that he was ashamed to be called among the black people that is a black man. That's how I am now with our own people and the Southern Cameroon. We're back home in Cameroon, the Anglophones, because they're Anglophones or Southern Cameroon. I don't really know what to say about it, especially my people from Kumanangova. They don't want to hear anything about Ambazonia or Southern Cameroon or CPDM. And this is the time I just asked a few of them, this is the time, where are we? Where are we? I told them in the forum that, look, the Northerners are preparing, if they don't get what they want, they will get a country of their own and join the Sahel through Chad. The Southerners will go their own way. The littoral and the west, maybe they will have their own country. And we, the Southern Carolina, where are we to belong? Where are we to be when the time comes? No, they're not saying anything. So it's just a call to them, call to wake up. That the Southern Carolinians get up. The Bobala, as you said, when you say we should rally, get up under La Republic or under Southern Carolina, you would have been specific.
Yeah, that's the point.
Where it belongs, yeah.
I think Agbobala should step out and say, hey, they believe in one Cameroon. That is fine. That's their opinion. But they should step out and say, hey, Southern Cameroonians, this is the moment for us to change our trajectory because we have an opportunity. We need to come together and put our demands on paper and for those of them, the elite who want to stand behind some of these political parties, they can use that as a bargaining chip to say, hey, you don't buy into what we are saying, we cannot rally behind you, because they know we are not going to allow nonsense that the Cameroon elections to take place in Ambazonia. But of course, those of them in the elite who live in Yaoundé, live in Douala, live in Bafoussam, we cannot stop them. So if they are smart, they can come together and say, here is what we want. In fact, why not go to Issa Chiroma and say, we appreciate you for talking about a referendum, but why don't we come together and agree that the referendum should take place before the elections?
Before elections.
Yeah.
Elections, that is it.
Thank you for the call, sir.
You're welcome.
All right, so the line is open, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and call in with your contribution. I mean, this is an important moment in La République du Cameroun. Of course, it is also important for us in Ambazonia. And when opportunities like this show up, we have to be very, very calculative. We have to be very, very calculative. And let me get back to this other caller here. Hello. Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm from the United States.
Okay, I think I know who is calling, but you go on. Yes.
I've listened carefully to your monologue. I think you have a point, but I think we should be very careful at this time. We have to be more strategic. What I mean by that is, I don't think you can hold an AAC before the election, because the point is, if an AAC is held before the election, what purpose will it bring? Because you need somebody in Yaoundé to talk to. Even if you hold an AAC, and then you want to negotiate, you have a point, you have to negotiate with somebody, you have to negotiate with the government that's in Yaoundé. You're not going to negotiate that with an opposition who have not even won an election. So my concern is,
how about hold on? We have enough time here. Hold on there. How about organizing an AAC that says we Anglophones, as they like to be called, are not participating in your elections unless we sit down and discuss the form of state, and then maybe ask for alliances with people like Chiroma, who says a referendum is should be carried out. You got to be strategic, as you just said, right?
The point is, you cannot discuss a form of state with somebody who have not won an election. Besides, even if the whole Southern Cameroonians do not vote, they will still carry the election in French Cameroon, and they will still have an elected president. Who are you going to talk to? If it's a government that you cannot talk to, they will still be remaining in stalemate like we have been in the last couple of years. You need somebody in your to talk. You might not like whoever is going to be elected. I think this is the point that we need to sit down and think how we can allow the people to participate, to push somebody or someone which we know we can talk to.
But the point is, this is the point. This is the point. I don't think you get the point. After the elections is over, whoever you meet as a beggar. The North is forming a bloc. The West is forming a bloc with the Camptos and the rest. The South is scheming to keep power. If you don't show yourself, present yourself in the position of power, after the election, you are useless. You are a beggar.
Exactly. That is what I think the video you play of by Sabala, in my view, he's indirectly saying the same thing that you are saying, that our people need to come together to put a force that can be contend with. But so I don't see what he said that anybody is going to say that what he was saying was wrong, because he's basically saying the same thing.
No, I didn't say he was wrong. I said he was so naive as not to give a direction. You would have said, hey, Ambassador, you before you goes out to make such a statement, you would have gathered some stakeholders and said, you know what, I have this idea. Let's brainstorm about it. I want to go out and put out a message. They agree on the way forward. You don't just come out and say, let's gather. Gather where and how?
Well, that is where you and the other leadership will come in, and you guys can work to see how.
No, that is none of our business. I'm talking about them because they are talking about federal Cameroon. We are talking about independent.
No, I mean bringing the Southern Cameroonians together to have a platform to discuss the way forward, because either way, whatever happens in Yaoundé directly affects us, whether we like it or not.
You are very correct. However, you got to agree within the Southern Cameroonian community, there are two camps: those who want to stay with Cameroon and those who want independence. I was particularly addressing those who want to stay with Cameroon. Why are they not fighting? Why other blocs in Cameroon are fighting?
That is true. I agree. Absolutely. But I also want you and your leadership team to also come up with something.
Don't be worried. We are working on that. We are absolutely on top of that. We are absolutely on top of that. Probably in the next 1 month, the rest of the country will hear from us.
Yes, let's have to come up with something. Just saying that people are not going to vote is not enough. We have to come up with something. It's very important.
That is very, very critical. However, I always add that we Ambazonians cannot just say, let's come up with something, let's do something. We need money to do everything. Ambazonians should put their money where their mouth is.
Concerning that, I've heard you spoke several times of the satellite.
Yes.
I think you should build a coalition and a team of a database of people who can be committed to say, okay, this is what I'm going to be giving every month. At this randomness,
No,
it's
you're
just not
right.
going to
That's
work.
exactly what I said. If you want me to add your name in the list, that would be awesome. I actually know who is calling, so I can get back to you after.
All right, no problem.
All right, awesome, great. That's exactly what we are doing now. That's exactly what we are doing. In fact, we already have a few comrades who have volunteered for that. And I would really appreciate if you can join the list. Talking about that, we are putting up a list of just 25 people who can say, Comrade Chris, I'm committed to $100 a month for 1 year. We are hoping that within that 1 year gives us good time enough to reorganize ABS to look like any other news channel like Al Jazeera, CNN, and the rest, and take care of itself. So
Yes.
yes, all right.
Yes, I think that is the best way to do it. This randomness is not going to work. There has to be a commitment. Yes.
Right. All right. Thank you.
I'll
Thank you.
watch it.
All right. Okay, the phone line is open. This is Open Mic with yours truly, Chris Ano. And again, you can call in and contribute either to the subject on discussion or any other thing. And I'd like to hear from you on Ground Zero who are watching by way of social media. A lot is happening there on the ground. We want to know what you have in mind, and let's go from there. Again, do not be mistaken, ladies and gentlemen. When I am talking about Agbo Bala and the rest trying to do something, I'm not talking about independentists. I don't care what they do because that is not where my mind is. But I really believe if they love what they stand for, and they don't fight for it now, when are they going to stand? When are they going to fight for it? The reason why the Bello, Bubas, and the Eastside Chiromas of the North, the Kamtos, and the others in the West and the Southerners, they are strategizing is because they know if they do not do it now after the election, they become irrelevant. They become irrelevant. So you would think that Agbo Bala will come out and call for a conference of all federalists. He could call for a conference of all federalists and align with some of these other politicians like the Chiromas talking about federalism and say, you know what? The idea you're talking about federalism is good, I like it. But why can't we come together as a team and insist that that referendum takes place before the elections? Because after the elections, if they still agree to the idea of that referendum, they will do it on their own terms. It will be on their own terms, not on the terms of the population. But before the election, you are in the position to hold them for their cannas as they ever talk. And they will say, okay, the international community will actually support them. Nothing is wrong with organizing a referendum before elections. It can only go further to resolve some of the political issues, development issues, economic issues in the country. That's what they should be doing now. Okay? That's what they should be doing now. Let me get to this caller here. Hello, you are live on the ABS.
Hello, good evening. I'm calling from Texas. My name is Nkem.
Okay?
So I am calling. I've been following the show, and I wanted to find out because I saw where, a politician was giving out 1 francs. Is that? And
I think that was actually 1,000 francs, correct?
Yes. How much is that in dollars?
That in dollars is 1,000 francs. $1 is that is less than $1.
And how is that supposed to help the people?
Well, that is a question we should ask the politicians. They do that, they make those rounds every election season, and that's what they do. And that is a man who has been in that regime for the past at least 30 years. He has been, he now walks away from the government a few days ago, and he wants the population to believe he is an angel. He is the one to bring change. He is the one to, but that is not even the problem. You look at his age. He's no different from Paul Biya. The man is probably in his late 70s. He still wants to be president. That's the problem with Africa.
Wow. Well, I hope that the people are wiser. I know that there's hunger in the land, but I hope that the people are wiser to not mortgage their future for less than $1 a day. Because, who knows when the next person is going to come in and help the people if they don't act right now. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Chris, for the opportunity to answer my question. I want to say kudos and keep up the good job.
Thank you for the call, ma'am. All right. Again, the phone line is open, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and call. Make your contribution either on the subject I'm discussing today or any other subject that you want to discuss, you want to talk about. This is open mic. And let me go back to my ABS appeal. Ladies and gentlemen, again, for those on Ground Zero, since this show started, nobody has called from Ground Zero, I guess because nobody is able to watch it on the social media. Very few people can watch live television on the social media because it consumes their data. They don't have unlimited plans as we do in the diaspora. They have to pay as they go, and they cannot spend their 1,000 francs or 5,000 francs just to come and watch a single show on YouTube or Facebook. And so for the past 1 month, ABS has been off the satellite. I am making an appeal, as I made earlier, to please, we want to make sure that Ground Zero stayed informed, stay educated as to what is going on in this struggle, and this is not any bragging at all. ABS remains the one and only channel on the ground from which they get, from where they get their information and education on the progress of this struggle. And so we are looking for 25 Amazonians here, or anyway, if you can afford it, 25 Amazonians who will put down $100 to support ABS to stay on satellite. I will get back to that. Let me get to this caller here. Hello, sir.
Hello.
This must be the Honorable Dr. Epa himself.
Yes, Mr. President. I want to contribute to the show.
Thank you, sir. Go on.
Yes. As you know, I come from Guti in Kupemanungwa.
I know that very well, sir.
And Dr. Metuge, who is from Kupemanungwa, also has done a very good contribution. He's from Bangam. What we see about Esa Jerema and all those other politicians, even Bobala, they are crying foul now, but they have been in the system.
Correct.
They know that Bobala knows that during the when he was released from detention, instead of going, as you discussed in the monologue, instead of going to Buea to address or thank the population of Southern Cameroons, he instead went to the governor and bowed down as if he was just a second-class citizen who has no right for him to speak for himself, for his people, who actually went out and protested about his arrest and the arrest of Dr. Fontaine.
Right.
What he's saying now is just crying foul, like when they had their so-called national dialogue, where he was begging for federalism and La Republic could not even answer them. So others who are from Southern Cameroon, I don't call them Ambazonians. They are not Ambazonians. Amazonians are those who are for independence. But all the other ones who are either unionists or federalists, and unionists have done the worst in Kupe Manungwa. They have done the worst. They have contributed in killing our boys who did not kill anybody. Their blood is in their hands. So when we are talking about anything that's happening in that country, many of them, Kupe Manungwa, they are unionists with the CPDM. Yeah. They are those who are begging for crumbs. So we are going to be wasting our time. Let me tell you the truth. I have sung about this killing, especially in one village called Ntale. 22 boys were killed, not by La Republic, but by our own people. Field Marshal was killed. Field Marshal, the king of Ambazonia, was killed in Lebielem. Your own brother, not by La Republic, but by our own people who are there in that system, damn system.
Right.
So we have a big problem. We ourselves have to strategize, as the second, I think the third or second caller mentioned. If we think that heaven, that manna will come from heaven to address our own issues for us to have, we are fighting for independence for all of them, even those in the who are unionists. They are actually slaves to Yaoundé. They think they are making money. But if this revolution fails, all of them, they'll just become goats.
Yeah.
To the BR regime. BR will just say, slaughter this one, they'll slaughter. They don't see it now. They think they are making money. They are making nothing. It's blood money. Blood money. So I want to say that whatever thing they are doing there, though it will affect Ambazonians, but we ourselves need to know what we are doing. Just exactly what you said, that you told the other caller who called for me.
Yeah.
So I just want to advise those unionists and the federalists, let them come back and make sure that we are in the same footing. Otherwise, they will remain slaves forever in Yaoundé. I don't care whether it's the federalists, because they are already slaves. That's why Agbabala is crying. They cannot even talk. Agbabala even trying, he's not out for him to suggest what they can do. They themselves are confused with federalism. What type of federalism do they want? 10-state federation? 2-state federation? 4-state federation? What type of federalism do they even want? Now they are quiet. They have nothing to offer. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Amazonia is going to be free.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the call. All right, the phone line is open, and I have just about 8 minutes. 8 minutes to call it a night here. But again, Dr. Epa, you are right. Again, I am really disappointed. Agbabala has his mind in the right place, trying to do the right thing, but I think he is a little bit too naive to boldly step out and say, Southern Cameroonians, it is time for us to come together, put our minds together and figure out what we want at this critical moment of the transition in this country. And they would use whatever they agree to do as a bargaining chip with politicians in La République du Cameroon, since that is where they want to belong. All right. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Grand Zero, La République.
Thank you. Good to hear from you, sir. What is on your mind?
Yeah, the first thing that I want to say here is I want to have a talk with you behind the mic.
Okay.
And please, I would like you get to my number so that we can talk important things. Then, secondly, I just want our people to know one thing. You see, and I want to thank you because you have been crying for a lot of times. You have been saying these things, and our people think that is your personal family thing, and they are not understanding it. But they will get to be frustrated. They will get to be in the middle, and nobody will wipe their tears because they are thinking that it's one person's thing. When you cry, nobody is hearing. Some are having different intentions. Why they decided not to be with our people, and we are coming to be in the middle because in Cameroon, past the east is going his own way. The north is calling his people. The south is calling his people. Where are we?
Yeah.
The people in the Douala here, they are calling their people. Where are we? We are just like orphans. How can we be orphans when we are the ones that have started these things? Where are our people? Where are our people? Why are they so negligent to look at this thing and move selfish intention and put money into this work, and let's leave this damn and this cursed country to have our country? Why are our people choosing to do this? Why are they not even seeing the hand of the clock now? That is why, look at this. Our brother that is talking to us there, no, we should not blame him. He's just trying to open people's eyes that they were seeing, because he too was singing the same song. But you see, he's coming out now because he's seeing our people being frustrated. They are not having anywhere to go because they are not with us that we have been crying ever since. They have abandoned us, and then they are looking the thing as us. And now the other people are started drifting to their own corner, and then we are in the middle. And so we have to stand up. We have to stand up. Let's all not cry lately. We have to stand up. You don't even need to beg these people again, because the clock is ticking.
Yeah. I think I have said it. I have said it again and again and again and again and again. If they don't listen to me, as I have said, I don't plan to go live back in Cameroon or Ambazonia. We are doing this for posterity, for those who come up, and I want to do it in a way that when it is all said and done, we win or we don't win, people will know that I put in the best, I did the right thing, I did the right things. But, you know, today, we lament of Dr. Ndele today. I wish he would resurrect and see where we are, where the Southern Cameroons is today. And we have history repeating itself if our people do not rise up. But thank you for the call. Let me get to other callers here, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right. I will call you. Hello. 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 Hello.
Hello.
Your voice is very low, so can you raise your voice a bit, please? Where are you calling from?
Yes. Comrade Chris, I'm calling from mainland Europe.
Mainland Europe. Okay, sir, what is on your mind?
Yes. I don't know if you are getting me clearly.
I get you very clearly now, 5 on 5.
Okay. You are live on the show, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm very, very happy with your monologue. You were right on point. But one thing I want us to understand. You know, Cameroon or La République, what Bala is doing, Bala is in the lion's den. He is just trying to awake or to reawake our way of slumber. When somebody has been to jail and come out, the language will never be the same again. we understand Bala very well, that he wants the best for Southern Cameroon. If today there is a referendum, I bet you Bala will vote for total freedom for Southern Cameroon.
I have no doubt about that.
But the unfortunate thing, it is because Bala's hands are tied. And we know how Cameroon or La Republic, their modus operandi. So Bala is playing on a very rough terrain.
But let me ask you, hold on there, comrade. Let me ask you. I don't understand when we think that, why is it our own people who always feel like, oh, we are on the rough terrain? Issa Chiroma is walking away from the government he has been in for 30 years, and nobody is saying he is walking on the rough terrain. Buba Bello just did the same. Why is it only Ambazonians shying away and justifying it with rough terrain?
Okay, let me answer you. Why the real people that they should have, that question could have gone to, are those big guns and those elites in the CPDM who are in Yaoundé, as they are also enjoying the same thing what Issa Chiroma is enjoying or was enjoying. They have been with the La Republique for more than 4 decades. Okay, let's fast forward. Why is Bala is just trying to initiate us to start something? And this problem, what Bala is doing is for us in the diaspora to take the mantle.
No, this is no more about the diaspora. It is there on the ground. Can you imagine this struggle has been on for 9 years and a leader has not emerged on the ground?
Unfortunately, everybody is afraid because of the death. Some of them, like Bala, who has been outspoken, was thrown in jail. It's just like Jesus Christ coming back again today, then will be maltreated the same way that he was maltreated.
I will always say, this is what I would say: we don't have courageous men or women on the ground like the John Garants of the world and the Mandelas and the Nunjumas. We don't have it.
We don't have. On the ground, we don't have.
All right, thank you. Thank you for the call. Let me get to other callers, please. Thank you for the call.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey, comrade, please.
This is Metro Nikamf.
This is Metro Nikamf from the Netherlands.
Netherlands. All right. What is on your mind, sir?
For giving Ambazonian opportunities to express their opinion and minds on through your platform. Actually, there are times that I just like to sit back and listen to other people bring up suggestions and contributions. But I call specifically because of your last caller, who I think he said he's calling from the mainland Europe or wherever in Europe. This is shocking. And he was calling and like trying to throw praises on Bala Agbo, Barrister Congo Balago. Listen, my fellow Ambazonian and Southern Cameroonian, Bala Agbo is doing a very, very bad disservice to Ambazonian. We loved him. We stood for him. People died for him in the days when they spearheaded the consortium with the Dr. Fontaine. But upon return from the jail, Bala changed. Yes, we understand Agbo Bala is in the den. The best thing you can do is stay quiet if you cannot defend your own people. What our brother Bala Agbo Nkongo is doing is total disservice to our people. He's misinforming our people. He's driving them towards the wrong direction. Legally, I have personally asked Dr. Nkongo, Barrister Nkongo Agbobalam, let him tell Southern Cameroonian, legally and legitimately, on which basis do a Southern Cameroonian have the right to stand for elections as a presidential candidate in the Republic of Cameroon, taking that these two countries don't have a union treaty? We all know that in 1992, Frundi won the elections clean and clear. But the system told him that no, you are a foreigner, you are a slave, you can never be president. Agbobalan knows the law. And people like Agbobalan and Joshua Osi and whoever, Southern Cameroonian, Anglophone, who are claiming that it's our turn. It's your turn on which base? It's your turn on which base? Because you can speak French, they call you Anglophone. No. Legally, legitimately, these are two separate countries with closing borders, are independent, with two respective independent states. If the Republic of Cameroon chooses to withdraw itself from the first agreement of Fumban, the claim to his name of the Republic of Cameroon, why can Southern Cameroon not call itself Southern Cameroon? We know we are Southern Cameroonian, and we will die by it. We are Ambazonian. This name comes from Ambas Bay. Sometimes people think Ambazonia is just a name that is from the Ambas Bay in Victoria.
All right, comrade, I'm so sorry. I will have to take a break out because I think the battery of my phone is about to of my microphone is about to shut down. I will take a brief break before I come back. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will take a brief break out, and when I come back, I will still take 1 or 2 calls before I call it a night. Stay put, please.
Thrive America, the flagship model, offers personalized coaching and assistance to newly arrived individuals into the country through a concierge service and one-stop resource on your phone. The app supports essential areas of integration, such as job search strategies, benefits applications, financial literacy, credit repair, legal guidance, and more. The platform aims to become the go-to resource as you navigate the complexities of settling into a new country. Thrive America, the flagship model, offers personalized coaching and assistance to newly arrived individuals into the country through a concierge service and one-stop resource on your phone. The app supports essential areas of integration, such as job search strategies, benefits applications, financial literacy, credit repair, legal guidance, and more. The platform aims to become the go-to resource as you navigate the complexities of settling into a new country.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for staying put. The phone line is still open, and I have a few minutes to take a few more calls. So go ahead and call. I saw some people having tried to call in from London. Go ahead and call, please. Go ahead and call. Meanwhile, let me read some of your messages here. I see. This is from Ground Zero. We don't know whether we have any ABS TV, sir. Yes, no, you don't. I also see. For more than a week, ABS TV is off air at Ground Zero. The signal is present and both audio and video are all absent to be specific. Kumba. That show will not be watched on ground. Good evening, sir. Thank you, sir. I can hear you. Okay. Let's see. Good evening, comrade. We are not receiving it on ABS. No signal now. All right. Heavy gunshots now, Monday, June 30th, 2025, around my 16 and 17. This at 19:45 p.m. The shots are like rainfall. Interesting. I guess when you mean my 19 and 17, I'm sure you are referring to Boya. I hope so. We will try to get the images on screen before we go. I see Mr. Chiruma gives his reason for resignation. Okay, I see that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, the phone number is still open, and while I wait for your calls, let me make this last appeal for ABS. Again, we are, as you heard from those messages, all of Africa and Ground Zero isn't receiving ABS. It has been off of the satellites for a month now. And we are looking for just 25 Ambazonians who will say ABS has been a major instrument in our hands, our mouthpiece for the Ambazonian struggle for independence, and we cannot have it off of the satellite. And come up and be part of these 25 people who will contribute $100 each every month for a year to get ABS to stay on the satellite. Please. Again, this is very critical for our struggle. No, people like to appreciate what we do, but it is not enough because we're not going to do this with our hands. We need your support. So if you are out there and you can do this, please send me a WhatsApp message on the number you have on your screen, and I will get to you. Send me a WhatsApp message on the number you have on your screen, and I will get back to you on that. All right. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. In the absence of any new calls, I'm going to call it a night, and I hope to be back here on Wednesday. I hope to be back here on Wednesday. And for those of you on Ground Zero who cannot watch this, unfortunately, the only place you can rewatch this is on YouTube. YouTube is where you can find it. I am really believing that we will get ABS back on satellite in the weeks or months ahead. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward again to being back here on Wednesday. Good night.
Land. Africa, it's my purpose land. Now, hear me. We are no fools on the hill. My people are no fools on the hill.